channel. If this is your first time to my channel, hello and welcome. My name is Isabella and I'm so glad you found me, and you should be very happy that you found my channel. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for sticking around and staying for another video. So in this new video, I decided to purchase the Kylie Jenner palette, and this is her new palette for the fall collection. It is called the Purple Palette, and it looks something like this. So we're going to be doing a look on this. I'm going to be talking about like swatches, a review, how I think it blended, and all that kind of stuff. I do own two of her other palettes. I own the Kylie Burgundy palette, and I really love this palette. I've had it since it came out, and I reach for this palette a lot. I just love the warm tone transition shades, and this is like a fall essential like item for me. I also own the Kylie Take Me on Vacation palette, and this was part of her summer collection, and it does come with a brush, which is so cool. So it looks like this. I do like this palette a lot. I do want to use it more, but I find that her shadows so far are really good with blending. They're not patchy, they're not streaky, they're super pigmented, they're buttery, they're creamy, all that kind of stuff. So I'm curious to see if the Kylie Purple palette kind of has the same formula as this palette, since they're both like 9-pan eyeshadow palettes, so I want to see if they kind of have the same formula. So I have not swatched this palette at all and like touched it at all. Like I want to do it on camera for you guys. So I do have all my face makeup done and not my eye makeup, only eyebrows, so I can do that on camera for you guys and show you the look I come up with. So the packaging is super duper nice. I really like it. It's like matte black, but it has like a velvety finish. It has her little eyes on it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but I think in the light, like you'll kind of see the glossy black little embellishment right there. And I really love the packaging. I like this better. I like the black packaging better, but I think this is just limited edition because it is for fall. So when you turn to the back of the palette, it basically just says Kylie, and that this is a pressed powder eyeshadow palette, and then it says the name. So the names are Periwinkle, Trophy, Stone, Lilac, Wine and Dine, Turning Violet, Amethyst, Purple Smoke, and Blueberry. It also has the ingredients listed of each eyeshadow, each single eyeshadow right here. Now you're here to see the inside of the palette, so let's get into the palette. Oh, it's so pretty. Like, I'm so happy. So let's get into the palette and just like swatch it and like put it on the eyes. So opening the palette, okay, so Kylie in her Burgundy palette, you can see how when you move it, the tiers are the colors of the palette. So like the all-over theme colored of the palette, and so it is the same for the Kylie, the Purple palette. So it has like a blue, a lilac, and like a bronze shimmer, and like a navy, a ultraviolet kind of color. So that is this palette, and that is the front. It is the same as the Burgundy palette and the bronze palette. I don't own the bronze palette. I wanted the bronze palette, but I just think that this is like everything. I might end up getting the bronze palette someday, but I just really wanted to try this one. So opening the palette, it has a mirror, which is super duper nice because this one didn't have a mirror. So that's nice that it has a mirror. It has this like little slip thing to protect the eyeshadows from crumbling and chipping. Getting on into the actual eyeshadows, kind of bend this a little so I can show you guys. So here are the colors right here. I hope the camera is focusing right now. So these are the colors right here. I think they're really pretty. I think this does resemble a nice kind of purple palette. You have a good, you only have, I would only throw two of these shades into my crease. I wouldn't throw these like two deeper, darker purples really in my, or at least this one. I would throw at least three of these in my crease, just because I wouldn't really intend on putting a dark color in my crease unless I was doing a bit of a halo eye, which we're really not doing today. So let's go ahead and get on into the swatches of this palette. So the first color in the palette is the shade Periwinkle. I think this is a really pretty icy pink. I would love to put this on my brow bone or on my inner corner. The next shade in this palette is Trophy. This is a really nice bronze shade. It has a bit of gold shimmer in it. I really like this shade, and I think this would be really pretty if you wanted to do like a bit of a bronze but purple smoky eye. The next shade in this palette is Stone, and I really like this color. It's more of like a taupey, cool tone gray brown. I would throw this in my crease, and I think it'd be really pretty deep in on the outer corner or the outer V, and I really just love this shade all around. The next shade is Lilac, and for this shade I think it wasn't as pigmented as it could have been. But it was very creamy. The next shade is Wine and Dine, and this was the most pigmented color out of the palette. As you can see, it is so dark, so purple. I really love this shade, and I think it had really nice butteriness to it, and it was very creamy and very pigmented. The next shade we have is Turning Violet, and this color is very pretty, as is the whole palette. I really like this color, and it swatched very nicely as well. Next color is Amethyst, and this is a really pretty like duochrome type of color. It wasn't as pigmented. This is probably the least pigmented color, but I feel like if I put this on my lid, I would really want to spray some Matte Fix Plus on it. It comes out with like this very pretty violet purple with like this little pink of a shift, pink blue shift. I really, really like this color and I really want to use this today. The next color is Purple Smoke, and Purple Smoke wasn't as pigmented either, but it is pretty. I think it would be pretty built up. It has this really dark purple undertone, but then you see a little bit of a pink shimmer, and it's like just really, really pretty and sultry. And the last shade we have is Blueberry. I think this is a very good addition to this palette. It is like a cool toned blue, but it's not like straight blue. It has like this bit of like a muted tone to it, so I really like this color. Okay, you guys, so we're very up close and personal right now, but I'm so ready to jump into this palette and put it on my eyes. Next, we're going to prep our lid, and I'm going to be using the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. This is really just going to prep the eye for these shadows and just put a little bit of a base down, so you don't really need too much of this. I'm using a concealer brush for this step, so you just want to take this all the way here in and then do this patting motions. I'm not just going to set that. There's not really a shade in the purple palette that I would really use to set that besides maybe this purple shade. Let's try the purple shade, but if it doesn't work out, then I'm going to go into the Vacation set and go into this like really nice just cream bone shade. So tapping into it, there is a bit of kick up. Oh. I mean, this isn't that bad, but it does turn a bit purple, but obviously. So I really don't know what I want to create, but I think I want to create like a purple look. I really wanted to use this copper color right here, but we're going to just go ahead with the purple vibes, and I'm going to first take the shade Stone into my crease. I'm just taking this into my crease and blending it out in windshield wiper motions. This color is blending out so super nice. I really love how it's turning out on the eye. Taking my brush into the pan, there is a bit of kickback, but that happens. It's just, that's how you know a shadow isn't pressed too much. You want a bit of kick up. I don't really mind it. I think it's normal. It's like getting in my face. You like my little kitten ears? So on a bit of a smaller, fluffy, but a bit more of a crease brush, I'm going to be taking the shade Wine and Dine right here, and I kind of just want to like pack this right here and just blend it upwards but halfway into the crease. Tapping all the... Oh! I was just tapping my brush and the shade fell out. Y'all, periwinkle fell out. Oh, it's magnetic though, right? I don't know how that happened, but I did not want all that pigment on my brush, so I was just tapping it and it fell! Okay, so taking Wine and Dine, I'm going to be placing this right here. Y'all can see I really don't want to take this too. I just want to put this, I want to put this below the stone color, but like on the outer part. Oh, that already looks so good. And I'm kind of just flaring the edges upwards. You guys know I love my purples. I did a fall glam get ready with me. I'll throw it up right here and link it down below. And I did like a really pretty nice purple smoky blue sultry eye using a drugstore palette mixed with a high-end palette. And I love the outcome, so I hope I'm kind of not creating the same look. I'm not, because when I put the shimmer on, it'll be totally different. But I love purples. There's like, purple and army green are like my two favorite colors. Okay, so now I'm just taking a fluffy brush and I'm just going to go over this eyeshadow to make sure they're blended nicely into each other and that there is no harsh lines. Y'all know I love doing this step. Taking a little bit more of the color Wine and Dine, I'm just like tapping it and then putting the edge that's on the brush. Needless to say, this color is blending effortlessly, and purples are really hard to do, you guys. I'm telling you, the pigment on purples are really hard to do. So I've tried so many purples and they sucked, but these, like, I'm shocked. The quality of them are actually really nice. I am loving this look so far. So the next shade I think I want to take is this purple right here, and I think this is the shade Amethyst, and it has like this bit of like duochromeness to it. If you guys can see, it's not as pigmented as I would want it to be, but we are going to be using some Fix Plus. We're going to apply it plain, and then we're going to add some Fix Plus to kind of see the difference. So I'm just taking a flat synthetic brush, and I'm just going to go into the shade. It has a good amount of pigment coming off on it, so we're just going to press this onto the lid. Okay. So it is pigmented, and I love the color, like the duochromeness of it, but I'm going to use some Fix Plus. I love doing this step. It just kind of makes the shadow a bit more metallic, and 2 squirts, and we're going to let that just sit for a second, and now we're just going to apply it. Oh, so much better. So we're just going to kind of cut our crease with this shade, and just taking it up right here. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. This color is to absolutely die for. It is like a neon purple. Oh my god, it is bringing up my army not army green eyes. I call my eyes army green because they are army green. They're bringing my eyes out so much. They look so good. You can also use a setting spray to intensify the eyeshadow. I prefer using MAC Fix Plus because that's what it's made for. Well, it's basically made to prep and prime, but I think it does really well at intensifying the eyeshadows to make them more metallic. My goodness, I love how this is turning out so far. So next we're going to take another flat synthetic brush, and we're going to take the shade Periwinkle, and we're going to pop this on our inner corners and our brow bone. We can actually, let's try taking the lilac shade. I don't know how it's going to turn out because it is a bit more purple, but we're going to try it. Oh, it's not the worst shade ever, but I do want, oh, I actually really like that there. So we're going to put lilac on our brow bone, and then we're going to take Periwinkle on our inner corners. We're just going to take this Periwinkle shade and kind of take it up here to kind of give the eye a bit more of an open effect. Now just taking a fluffy crease brush, we are just going to fluff the rest of this out to make sure everything is blended properly. We're not going to blend too much because otherwise the colors kind of like tend to fade. So what I just did is perfect to just like make sure everything is blended. There's a fly! Okay guys, I'm going to pop on some black liner in my waterline and some mascara, and I'll be right back to finish our lower lash line. I'm back, so now we are going to finish our lower lash line, and the first shade we're going to take is Stone, and just, actually, first shade we're going to take is Lilac, and we're just going to take that all from outer corner to inner corner. Outer corner to inner corner, outer corner to inner corner. It's that simple. So we're going to take the shade Wine and Dine, and we're going to take this from the outer part of our eye to 1/3 of the inner eye. We're going to kind of connect the outer V, so just kind of close your eye a bit and just connect that line. I really love when it just kind of connects and just makes a bit more sense. So just taking that just like that, and then we're going to blend that out because I know it looks really harsh. I look so scary. So next I really want to take Periwinkle, which was this shade, and just pop this like in the middle of our lower lash line to kind of bring a bit of happiness and light to this eye. Taking this detailed brush, and I'm going to take that, and then we are going to spritz it. It's not crumbly now. I don't know why it was crumbly at first. No clue. But we're going to spray that with some MAC Fix Plus, and then apply that just to the inner part of our eye. So I'm just taking this. I didn't put lower lash mascara on yet. I did apply liner. So just right there. It kind of makes a difference. It's not necessary, but I thought I would try it. Guys, so this is the finished look. I absolutely love how it turned out. I think this is a really good palette. So getting on to my thought and my review of the palette, I love the size of this. Let me readjust myself. I love the size of this. I think it is very good for travel. The colors were just like the Burgundy palette, which I mentioned in the beginning of the video. I just think the shadows were amazing. They blended out really nice. So only couple shades I have a problem with. The shade that I used on my lid didn't swatch as nicely and go on as pigmented as I saw her swatches. But I don't know what really happened with that. But once I sprayed it with some Fix Plus and kind of built the color up, it tended to work pretty darn well for me. The next shade I'd be careful of is Periwinkle. Taking a really small brush, like so. This is a Real Techniques detail brush. It kind of just like, the color just like breaks up and you get some, I don't know. But it was really good on the inner corner. My only problem is I would add a bit of a cream bone shade to set our eyeshadow primer with, because I don't always want to set my eyeshadow primer with this purple shade. Although it wasn't too bad for me and it didn't look that bad, I always prefer a cream bone shade or some setting powder. I think the colors were creamy, they're blendable, most of them swatch pretty well. I literally took me 1 second to blend them. They were not patchy on me at all. I think they were really nice quality, and I think the purples were formulated very, very well. I killed the bug. Whoa, do you guys, yo, I just killed that bug. I just killed that bug. So anyways, like I was saying, please like this video and subscribe. It means so much to me when you guys do those. And comment down below if you're going to, I was like reaching for which one. If you're going to end up getting the Kylie purple palette, I think it's worth it. But it's up to you. If you don't have any colors like this, which I really did not, I think it's total hit. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys!